Joining me now from the West Coast somewhere. I'm not sure. Where are you guys at right now?
We're in Santa Clarita.
That's right.
Which sounds beautiful. Never been. Sounds amazing. The new team of MythBusters, which is going to just absolutely captivate America, just like the last MythBusters did. It's redone, revamped, rebooting on November 15th, Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on the Science Channel. Ladies and gentlemen, John and Brian. All right, John and Brian.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Is this dream gig for, like, scientists?
Yes. I mean, me and Brian were 14-year-long fans of MythBusters originally. You know, like the first Spurned Eyebrow all the way to the last episode where, you know, Jamie and him drive a plow truck through all the stuff they had built over the 14 years. And so it's kind of a huge honor to be, I guess, the next generation of MythBusters building off that legacy we grew up with.
It was so gigantic. I remember my dad was in on it. I liked it. It really just captivated all different types of demographics because they were taking on shit that you would never think about. And just, like, I remember whenever they said that the helium, because I was a punter, helium in a football didn't actually help. It actually hurt or something like that. And I was like, holy fuck, these guys are taking on my life. What are some things in the 14 episodes that you guys are about to release that people will be mind blown about? Like, what's one that I should look forward to?
Ooh, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to. I mean, I don't want to give you any spoilers, but what do you think?
Rockets?
Yeah. Okay, great. I think Brian and I agree on this one. You ever watch, basically it's a movie trope where, good guy swings a sword at the bad guy, cuts right through him, but nothing happens until a few dramatic beats later, and then, the bad guy falls apart. That's actually called delayed causality. Yeah. There you go.
The fuck just happened? You guys said that whenever somebody cuts through somebody, is that what you said? And then their body...
You're the superhuman ninja or whatever in the show, or the robot, and you cut someone in half and they don't move because they might even think, hey, I'm fine, that guy missed. And then once they have a beat, that's when that slow little drip comes out and then off of half of their body slides.
Yep. I always thought that was for dramatic purposes, but you guys are saying this is delayed casualty?
A delayed causality.
Fuck, those words are way over my head. Listen, I talked to Bill Nye, the science guy, last week. He blew my mind, too. So you guys basically are taking on things that happen in the world and trying to prove if the science behind it is correct. That's basically MythBusters, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
That is fucking awesome. Has there been any near-death experiences?
I don't think so. Just because, the crew takes safety pretty seriously. We have a nice small crew. A lot of the original MythBusters crew is here, which is great. You got Steve, directing, and Heapy doing camera. And so it's just the number one rule is that there's no, oh, you're a PA, you don't get to talk about safety. It's like everyone gets to talk about safety. And so anyone can call, oh, abort, and then everyone stops. Doesn't matter who it is. So I'm happy to report that we've had no near-death experiences so far.
Okay, because
Thanks, right?
Yeah, hey, guys, proud of you, because, back in Adam and Jamie used to blow things up that were just massive in size, and it was the danger levels were outrageous. So it's nice to hear that you guys got a solid, smart team around you looking out for some precautionary things.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, we're lucky they had the experience with Adam and Jamie, and they brought that knowledge to us.
Yeah, let Adam and Jamie be the guinea pigs. Yeah, let those guys almost die.
Yeah.
What is something you've learned from doing the show that you didn't know before getting in? Has any of them, any myths that got busted, blew your mind, or is everything kind of gone as expected?
I mean, I can tell you one fact I didn't know. I can tell you now that I would want to be nowhere near an explosion that's made out of 22 days worth of farts. Learned that.
Oh, Sam, we almost got him.
That was so far out of left field there. I could not have ever. I don't know how you guys come up that 22 days of farts is the accurate description, but that's something that MythBusters does that nobody knows you need to know. I didn't know I needed to know that until right now.
And that's the great thing, man. That's what I love.
Who pitches the ideas? Is it your guys' ideas? Do people write in? Is there a whole team? What is it? How's it work?
Ideas do come from people on forums or sending us emails or who we just casually talk to. But we also have a whole team of producers who come up with ideas. And then we sort of all get together and vet the idea and determine, is it what it takes to make not only a myth, but a TV show that's a myth.
Are you doing footballs? Deflating?
Well, we Deflategate was handled back on The Surge, MythBusters The Surge.
Wow, I didn't know that. See,
Yeah.
that's something I know.
Yeah.
The 10-week competition show or 8-week competition that led up to us getting these jobs, actually.
Wow. See, I should have done more research. I should have known that. That's where I'm not a professional. Well, is there any like marijuana or alcohol myths that you go after? Because we're kind of in the middle of a prohibition situation here in America. I'll be excited to hear about.
John will look over at me, but I will definitely talk about that one because I think basically everything MythBusters has done in the past with alcohol sort of can be reapplied to marijuana. And since it sort of falls in line with everything else we test, if it is legal and it's testable and there's an actual myth in a question, we want to test it. So as long as everything falls in line, I personally wouldn't be against testing marijuana myths that are as valid as alcohol myths we tested.
If you guys need any guinea pigs or anything, I'll fly to wherever you need me to.
You volunteering?
Yeah, man. As long as it's around an edible or a smoking situation, you can analyze the fuck out of me all you want, whatever you want. My reaction. I think.
I don't know, man. How you feel about tubes in weird places? It's been an odd season.
I'm not a big butt plug guy, like a butt chug guy. I'm not into that, but I could definitely through my mouth. I'll smoke things. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right. We can do that.
Is Bigfoot real or what?
Oh, I don't know. Shoot.
Man, that's one where I mean that sort of seems like off time type of stuff for me. I'll go camp out in the trees and hang out for a month looking for them.
How? Yeah. Okay. So you would. So you guys, how do you get picked for this? Because it seems you have to be the perfect personality. Because Adam and Jamie had that gold. Now, granted, I don't know how it ended up, but when they were together, it was like magic. It was the great mustache with the great personality, the brains coming together, an entire team behind it. You guys, did you guys know you were going to do this? Did they set you up together, or did you guys find each other? What happened with that?
No, well, right before this all happened, we did something called MythBusters The Search. And so that was an 8-week competition show where they brought in, they whittled down the couple thousand people who applied to a couple hundred to about 30 or so, and from that 30 to a final 10, which they brought to San Francisco to kind of run through the ringer of MythBusters kind of tests. So, we did main myths and teams and individual myths to kind of test personalities and stuff. And I guess it's just one big chemistry test to see who could work with who the best and that kind of thing.
Simon Cowell put the One Direction together in the same type of fashion.
There you go.
We actually, the search was led by the original executive producer of MythBusters itself, Dan Tapster. So if the group who actually put me and John together was a lot of the OG crew. They're the ones who decided awesome. Me and John would fit that mold.
That's fantastic news because I'm assuming that there's a lot of people, just like when Saved by the Bell went to the college years, it wasn't as good. I'm assuming there's a lot of people who are going to hear that a MythBusters remake is coming out and they're going to say, don't fucking do that, right? There's just a natural reaction from people. But to hear that you guys were put together by the original staff and the original crew, I think MythBusters is something that'll work out perfect in 2017. I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, and also, I think the biggest part of the original MythBusters legacy was making engineering and designing and building kind of really accessible to the public. Whether you're a kid or an adult, you don't have that kind of experience. And they made it easy. They made it easy and understandable. And I think that kind of legacy moves beyond who the hosts are. And I know Brian says this all the time. It's like, eventually whenever we retire stuff, we expect someone else to pick up this MythBusters mantle and keep going.
That's awesome. Such an incredible legacy, this MythBusters thing. I had no idea I was interested in some of this shit until you start seeing it.
Yeah, man, we know exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
What's a myth that you haven't been able to bust yet that you're looking forward to?
Oh, yeah. Brian's got it in the bag.
I in the bag.
There you go.
All right, so here's my myth that I really want to do. And I'm a biologist, so this idea of the hero botanist astronaut really appeals to me. I want to test that idea that Mark Watney could have gone out and grown in Martian soil and his feces potatoes on Mars.
What is that? That's whatchamacallit, that movie.
Yeah, The Martian.
The Martian. Yeah, that one. You just...
Right.
I watched that movie. That was outrageous. But you're thinking, you're trying to figure out if it's real or not.
That's it. That's exactly. We don't go to movies for a lot of myths because it's got to be something that's reasonable in the real world. But that's a perfect one for me. Like, as a biologist, I want to know, do you need more than Martian rock, which is going to be a special type of rock, and a little bit of, some feces, and when you combine the two, can you make potatoes? You know?
That's fucking brilliant. That's amazing.
I think so.
What do you guys do for fun when you're not just solving the world's issues?
Well,
I assume your brains. Hold on, though. I assume your brains are just so much smarter than mine. I mean, the shit you just put together in that sentence right there, that guy, and then the other, it's just outrageous. What do you do for fun? What does super intelligent, high level people who are solving the world's problem do for fun?
Well, that's super flattering.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can get in the shop, I will just come in here and just build random stuff.
Yep, that's what.
That's basically my pastime.
That's.
I love to tinker. I like new hobbies and new things I'm learning. Like I build drones, I blacksmith, I scuba dive, but most of the time, like my family's got 180 acres of pine forest in Louisiana. I spend a lot of time out there hanging out. I'll go I recently started clearing out an acre to build my shop out there and just sort of live your life and I like that chill life where you're just sort of solving your problems as you go.
I'll tell you what, I went hogging and frogging down there in Louisiana one time in some pine forest down there. I had a great time. Good people down there. Great time in Louisiana.
But you're cutting out on us now. We're losing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said I was hogging and frogging in Louisiana. I don't know if I went hogging and frogging down there. I had an absolute blast. I feel like the outdoors stuff in Louisiana is outrageously fun. I went alligator hunting, the whole thing.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found him, John.
That's the proper Louisiana experience.
Yeah, I thought I was going to die a few times. I mean, that's what you got to do. All right. Well, hey, fellas, I appreciate you so much taking time with me. I cannot wait to watch this Wednesday, November 15th at 9 p.m. on the Science Channel. Shout out Science Channel for putting CPR into a legacy and a brand that the world needs right now more than ever. So big thank you to John and Brian here, the MythBusters new crew. I can't wait to watch it. What's the first episode?
Ooh, actually, you know what? Sometimes they switch that stuff around on us, but I think it's not the. I think it's
airbags. Putting your feet on the airbag while you're going down the road in the car.
Is that going to kill me? Are my legs going to go up over my head? Tell me now, John.
Watch and find out.
Because I do wonder that. Because I'm a leg up type of guy, and I'm like, man, if
you're
something
definitely going to want to watch.
God damn it! It's these little things that I didn't know I needed to know that MythBusters brings to the world. Hey, I appreciate you guys. You guys have an incredible weekend. Good luck with MythBusters. Come back on the show whenever Season 2 gets picked up, Season 3, Season 4. Good luck.
Dude, our pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. That was awesome. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Absolutely.
That was really cool. People are going to really enjoy that because MythBusters was such a dominating thing. It's just like, man, it's so cool to bring back, and the internet is going to love MythBusters.
Man, and that was the thing for us. It was like someone else, like we weren't the ones who didn't choose to not let it die. We're glad it didn't die, but if it wasn't us, it would have been somewhere else, and we want to hold up the legacy right. You know, man?
Yeah, because the internet, these little videos that you're going to create are going to crush on the internet, and some science buster or somebody would have came out and done it. So I'm happy that the MythBusters, the OGs, are getting credit, and I'm happy it's continuing to live on.
Awesome,
yeah,
man.
dude. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Good luck. Don't die.
Yeah,
copy that.
Bye.
Peace.